Welcome to the Tushar Gandhi Show, a show that introduces you to the world of international politics. In this video, we will try to understand what is the conflict between India-Canada relationship. An explosive allegation from Canada that Indian government may have been behind the assassination of a Sikh separatist activist on Canadian soil has triggered a huge diplomatic row and sent relations between the two countries plummeting. But is it really the case or something else? Let's figure it out right now. It all started on Monday when Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau claimed he has credible information linking India to the killing of prominent Sikh leader Hardeep Singh Nijjar. Canada's allegation outraged India, which has vehemently denied the claim, calling it absurd and motivated. Both Canada and India acted swiftly to expel senior diplomats in reciprocal moves earlier this week. And on Thursday, India's foreign ministry responded by temporarily suspending visa services for Canada citizens over what it said are security threats against diplomats in Canada. Experts say the falling out raises the prospect of an unprecedented rift between the two key partners of United States and puts other major western countries in an uncomfortable position where they have to choose between India and Canada. Now let us know who was Hardeep Singh Nijjar. Hardeep Singh Nijjar was an outspoken supporter of creation of a separate Sikh homeland known as Khalistan, which would include parts of India's Punjab state. It is linked to Khalistani movement. Khalistani movement is outlawed in India and considered a national security threat by the government. A number of groups associated with the movement are listed as terrorist organizations under India's Unlawful Activities Prevention Act. Niger's name appear on the Home Ministry's list of UAPA terrorists, and in 2020, the Indian National Investigation Agency accused him of trying to radicalize the Sikh community across the world in favor of creation of Khalistan. Government added that he had been trying to incite Sikhs to vote for succession, agitate against the government of India, and carry out violent activities. So basically, he was doing all sorts of things that can separate India's Punjab state from India, and they can create a new country named Khalistan. So obviously, no government would be happy about it. So India was obviously not happy about Niger's doing, but that doesn't mean India was behind the killing of separatist leader Niger. But the question worth asking is, why is India focused on Canada's Sikh community? So basically, Canada is home to one of the largest overseas communities of Indian origin, whose number is around 1.4 million out of an overall Canadian population for 40 million. About 7 lakh 70,000 people reported Sikhism as their religion in 2021 census. Basically, if we look at Canada-India relationship, Canada is just 0.5% of overall India's foreign direct investment, and the trade is not that much. Trade is also about 1% of India's total trade to the world. But Canada is the largest receiver of Indian student migrants. So we have a lot of Indian students who go there to for study purposes in Canada, and they actually want to settle there. So what would happen if somebody who left India for Canada for study purposes, but he doesn't have permanent visa right now. He's not a Canadian citizen. What will be his position right now because visa services has been suspended? So it's a huge compromise to India's growth story. Also, there has been talk about Canada-India trade relationship. So both countries said earlier this year that they would agree on outlines of basic trade deal between India Canada by the end of 2023, but they have frozen talks on this agreement, and the details given by both the leaders were we are not going to continue with trade deals because we have certain political developments which are not uh, suitable to our national interest. So basically, in this case, we see difference of perception. Canada is saying we have attack on our sovereignty, and India is saying that Canada is not doing good to fight against the terrorists. Basically, they are acting as a safe haven for some of the terrorists that has been cited by India as UAPA terrorists. Another question worth asking is why Sikhs in India are generally not happy with the Indian way of representation. So basically, they see the rise of all powerful BJP as a threat to their identity. They see lack of representation for Sikhs in the parliament, especially Punjab Sikhs, and they have seen the isolation of Akali Dal that used to represent them, and also they see the victimization of Muslim minority that have had a deep influence on the mood of Punjab. So these are various reasons that can be cited why Sikhs are not happy in India. Some experts like Harsh V. Pant, Vice President of Foreign Policy at the New Delhi-based think tank Observer Research Foundation, called the situation quite extraordinary. He says, friendly nations don't do this to each other. The challenges are something to be seen because I don't see any light, at least in the short term, at the end of the tunnel. So he is little bit pessimistic about India-Canada relationship as of now. One of the many reasons cited by many experts is when Modi hosted the Group of 20 G20 leaders in New Delhi this month, he did not meet Trudeau one on one, but on the sideline of summit where the Indian leader conveyed our strong concerns about continuing anti-India activities of extremist elements in Canada. That has been cited as the major concern why Indians are not happy and Canadians are also not happy with the way things are going on. So the bottom line of the issue is Canadians are allowing some of the separatist and terrorist activities in Canada in the name of freedom of speech and expression. But what actually happening on the ground is Khalistani Sikh leaders are spreading hate speech, and Canada is not acting on those things. Hate speech is defined as United Nations a crime, crime against humanity, and it is not something that can be appreciated in a democratic society. Hate speech should not be an acceptable phenomena in any nation. It should be condemned in all its form. So now let us look at the way forward. Now, the way forward of India Canada relationship is if India anyhow able to communicate to the countries like Canada that their economy will not grow until and unless they count on developing countries like India, who provides significant middle class consumer population, who provides best in class business climate in India for them to invest and to start a business. Uh, who if India tries to, if India manages to communicate Canada that they can get benefit of India's growing service sector and how India can provide them natural resources, I think that would be uh, an essential step in order to convince Canada that these sort of uh, attempt to rupture, attempt to break the relationship between Canada and India is going to hurt Canada in the long run as well as in the short run. Well, thank you very much everybody for watching this video. If you like this video and want to see more videos like this, kindly subscribe our channel. The Tushar Gandhi Show.